Hello children, welcome to the online Edu classes. Today we are going to read class 10th Democratic Politics, lesson 6 Political Parties. So after going through this video, children, you will be able to acknowledge the need of political parties in a democratic setup. Critically analyze the work of political party. The topics we will cover in this video are the meaning of political party, functions, necessity, and party system. So let us know about that. What is political party? A political party is a group of people who come together to contest elections and hold power in the government. The members of a political party share common political ideas and support common policies. Now let us discuss about the characteristics of political parties. Members of a political party have common political goals and aspirations. They believe in some common ideas. A political party has a very good organizational setup. Political parties contest elections, and if a party wins majority, it will form the government. Political parties should promote national interest. If a party is against national interest, it can be banned. The three components of a political party are the leaders, which means a political party consists of leaders who contest elections and if they win, perform the administrative job. The active members, they are the ones who climb a ladder from being the follower and become the assistants of the leaders to gain knowledge about the politics. The followers, they are simply the ardent followers of the leaders and work under the able guidance of the active members. So children, let us know about the functions of a political party. First is parties contest elections. In most democracies, elections are fought mainly among the candidates put up by political parties. Parties select their candidates in different ways. In some countries, such as the USA, members and supporters of a party choose its candidates. In other countries like India, top party leaders choose candidates for contesting elections. Second function is put forward policies and programs. Parties put forward different policies and programs and the voters choose from them. Each of us may have different opinions and views on what policies are suitable for the society, but no government can handle such a large variety of views. In a democracy, a large number of similar opinions have to be grouped together to provide a direction in which policies can be formulated by the governments. Third, form and run government. The party which wins majority of seats form the government. Political parties recruit leaders, train and make them ministers to run the government in the way they want. Fourth function is role of opposition. Those parties that lose elections play the role of opposition to the parties in power by voicing different views and criticizing government for its failures or wrong policies. Opposition parties also mobilize opposition to the government. Fifth function is making laws. Parties play a decisive role in making laws for a country. Formally, laws are debated and passed in the legislature. But since most of the members belong to a party, they go by the direction of the party leadership, irrespective of their personal opinions. Next function is access to government machinery and welfare schemes. Parties provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by governments. For an ordinary citizen, it is easy to approach a local party leader than a government officer. That is why they feel close to parties even when they do not fully trust them. Shape public opinion. Parties make the people aware of the national and international issues. They raise and highlight issues and create public opinion. Now let us discuss about the major role of political parties in a democracy. Modern democracies cannot exist without political parties. In the absence of political parties, every candidate in the elections will be independent. As a result, no one will be able to make any promises to the people about any major policy changes. Second, the government may be formed sans political parties, but its utility will remain ever uncertain. Elected representatives will be accountable to their constituency for what they do in this locality. But no one will be responsible for how the country will be run. Third, large societies need representative democracy. As societies became large and complex, they also needed some agency to gather different views on various issues and to present these to the government. They needed a mechanism to support or restrain the government, make policies, justify or oppose them. Political parties fulfill these needs that every representative government has. So, we can say that parties are a necessary condition for democracy. They perform various functions. They form government and run it. They shape public opinion. They play a decisive role in making laws for a country. So, let us discuss about the party system. First is single party system, which is also known as monoparty system or one party system. Single party system is a system in which only one party is allowed to function. The constitution does not allow other political parties to function. Example, China and Cuba. Demerits of a single party system. Single party system is against the democratic ideas of freedom and equality. Single party system may become the dictatorship of the ruling party. Differences of opinion are not tolerated. Now, the second party system is two-party system, which is also known as bi-party system. Two-party system is one in which there are only two major parties. Most of the seats in the legislature are won by these two parties. Example, USA, Great Britain. Merits of two-party system are: it gives political stability to the country. This system is preferred over multi-party systems because they are not difficult to govern. This kind of system also discourages radical minor parties. It is easier for voters in the elections as they need to choose between only two political parties. The two-party system can speed up the process of governing. Demerits of two-party system are: it offers limited options to the voters as they have to choose from only two political parties. It ignores alternative voices. The two-party system do not effectively tackle the issues faced by minority or other sections of the society. It creates inconsistent governing. When one party loses power in a two-party system, their policies are reversed since the other party usually takes an opposite hand. Next is multi-party system. Multi-party system is one in which many big and small parties function in a country. Generally, no party gets majority in the legislature. Parties form coalition to come to power. Example, India. Merits of multi-party system. It provides lot of choices to the people. They can find out which party's policies are good and vote for it. The ruling government will not be autocratic. The Prime Minister will have to consult the coalition partners before taking any major decision. It helps to provide representation to different social groups in the legislature. The voices of different regions will be raised by different parties. Demerits of a multi-party system. No party gets majority in the parliament, so government formation is difficult. The government will not be stable. Frequent elections will be conducted. A lot of money is wasted for elections. Long-term policies cannot be taken up. The government is weak. It cannot take strong decisions. Let us know about the difference between an alliance and a coalition government. When several parties join hands to contest an election, it is called an alliance or front. For example, Left Front or NDA. Now, the question comes in your mind, what is leftist? So, leftist means they argue that not every individual is the same, and so government policy should be aimed to create substantial rather than just formal equality. And coalition means when no single party gets majority in the legislature, two or more parties together form a government. It is called a coalition government. For example, UPA government. And the meaning of rightist here, they believe that government are big and unwieldy and so should not interfere with people's lives at all. They believe in formal equality. So, the question comes in your mind that which political system is ideal? Party system is not something any country can choose. It evolves over a long time depending on the nature of a society, its social and regional divisions, its history of politics, and its system of elections. These cannot be changed very quickly. Each country develops a party system that is conditioned by its special circumstances. For example, if India has evolved a multi-party system, it is because the social and geographical diversity in such a large country is not easily absorbed by 2 or even 3 parties. In China, only the Communist Party is allowed to rule. Although legally speaking, people are free to form political parties, it does not permit free competition for power. In some countries, such as the United States of America and the United Kingdom, power usually changes between 2 main parties. Now let us discuss that how has multi-party system strengthened democracy in India. As you know that India is full of diversities. In such a situation, multi-party system is successful in representing diverse interests prevalent in the country. It has given voice to the marginalized groups or underprivileged groups and increased their participation in the country politics. With the increase in the number of political parties, the Parliament of India has become politically more and more diverse. No one national party is able to secure on its own a majority in Lok Sabha. Hence, national parties form alliances with state parties. Since 1996, nearly every one of the state parties has got an opportunity to be a part of one or the other national level coalition government. Thank you, children. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye.